Hi everyone, this is Dr. Funke Afolabi Brown. I'm the founder of Restful Sleep MD. And so my discussion today is going to be about ways to prevent an overtired baby. So many times, one of the things that I see and hear parents say is, by the time I'm ready to put my baby to sleep, they are exhausted, they're stressed, they're crying, they're almost inconsolable. How did I miss it? What happened? And then it's hard for them to settle down to sleep. And then we're struggling with this. They're fighting their naps. And then it's this cranky baby, cranky mom, and lots of tears. So there actually are some ways to identify when your baby is tired and ready to sleep. And this is regardless of, the age of the child, although those cues that I'm going to talk about are really going to be focused more within those, the first year of life, and even more around those 6 months and less. The ways to identify and the ways to prevent your baby from being overtired before bed, I would say you can focus on 4 main things. One is to be punctual. So the way that really looks like is identifying what their sleepy cues are and putting them down to sleep as soon as you start to see that. And so this varies for every baby. One of the things I would recommend doing is really just observing your baby over a week or so and really seeing how they look just before. So for instance, you now have this baby who's crying and upset and having a hard time really settling down and self-soothing. Try to think back and say, how did the baby look before then? And what was that like? For some babies, the sign that they're tired may be that they start rubbing their eyes. That's one. They may have this glazed look, or they may start to look away from you. Another one you may see is they may start to frown, Another, they may start to yawn. They may have some redness of their eyebrows, particularly, of course, in fair-skinned babies. Or you may just see them clenching and unclenching their fists. These signs are pretty subtle, so you should really pay attention to it because that will help you know, okay, it's time, it's probably time. And then you look at it in relation to when their last nap was. So you may hear things like wake windows and things like that. So you're really trying to see, is it been an hour or 2 hours or so before their last nap and they're showing the signs? It's definitely a sign that they are sleepy. And so that's when you want to really get them settled in before they become overtired. So that's one, be punctual. The second is create a sleep routine. So that sleep routine I define as 2 or 3 calming activities before bedtime and also at nap time as well. So your bedtime routine may include things like, a bath, reading a book, singing a lullaby, and then putting them to bed. The pre-nap should also have some form of routine. So that pre-nap routine, of course, would be shorter. You're not going to give them a bath every time they want to take a nap. So that may be maybe singing a lullaby or reading to them, really brief, right? And then you put them down for their nap. So having some kind of routine starts to cue their body and relax them in time that, they're able to get down to sleep. The third is maintaining a consistent sleep schedule as best as possible. Now, I would say within the first 12 weeks of life, this does not apply to you because really you're really following the baby's schedule. They don't have any set circadian rhythm, and so it's too early to try to see what kind of schedule they have. But that's really when you start to learn them. But after that, you can start to see their naps become more predictable. And so really knowing that schedule will help you with knowing when to put them down. So you know when they wake up. For instance, if they wake up at, I'm giving an example, 6 a.m. for the day, for instance, then you know that, a 3-month-old or so, probably around 8:30, they may start to show signs of tiredness. In that case, you don't want to put them for a nap by 9 a.m. because by then they're probably overtired. So really watching that schedule, seeing how they are at and seeing how predictable they start to get over time will help you, and you try to maintain that as much as possible. Then number 4 is, I would say this would be more of if you're really starting to miss that, cue and they're now getting to being overtired, just give them Give them a chance to settle down. You may need to help them, or sometimes you may be fortunate, they may settle down themselves. And so the kind of ways you can help them is, first of all, just taking a breath yourself, because it can be stressful when you have a very frustrated, overtired baby. It tends to frustrate mom, and then you're trying so many things, and it's hard for you to figure out what works for them. So give yourself a moment to just breathe, and then look and see how you can help address their own agitation in that sense. So this may be shushing, this may be some gentle rocking, this may be swaddling. If you have a smaller infant whose arms are flailing because they're so tired, you may just kind of swaddle them and just try to calm them down, singing to them while you're kind of holding them. Another thing you definitely want to work on is minimizing the stimulation. So if there's a lot of noise in the background and they're already overtired, or there's a lot of light, that may actually make them more worked up. So what you may want to do is probably maybe dim the lights, turn on a white noise machine just to eliminate the background noise. So those are some strategies that you can use. So overall, identifying it and being proactive and preventing your baby from being overtired is key. The strategy is looking at for those cues and identifying them quickly, and using and putting them to bed before they become overtired. But there is a solution if they are overtired, and that is really finding ways to calm them down. I hope this has been helpful. If it has, I would love it if you share this video, if you subscribe to my channel, and also, comment on it. Let me know what your thoughts are, and I'll see you next time.